Hello everybody, Kathy Arbor here, and today we're going to be doing a cute little snowman. I'll show you in a minute. Just let me get my chat out here so I can see who's talking. And there we go. All right. So we're going to be doing this cute little snowman, and I already provided a downloadable printable link for this, and you can enlarge it to whatever frame you're going to be putting it in. I'm just going to use it on my file folder because I need a December file folder. So I was looking through my file folders, and I did have one that already painted the background, so I thought, well, I may as well use this. And this was painted last Christmas, I believe, but I never put it in. And I believe you can find that video in the links. If I can find it, I will put it up for you in the description below. So I've already traced it, and what I've done, I didn't put in the trees, the snow back here, the star, and I didn't put any of the finer details because I'm going to put a base coat, so there's no point in putting in all these lines and leaves and the windows and the dress and the face. That can be put in later. And I'm going to be using craft paint, and most of it's folk art. There is some Delta, I believe. No, I think I got all folk art, and I will give you the names of what the colors I used. And we are using the pattern from this book here. In this book I have permission because I'm teaching. And the downloadable can be given out also for your own personal use, and it will put that right there. It's not for resale. This is a really cute book. So I had a few people asking if I was going to do another one of them. I did, I believe I did, yeah, these guys here. Last year I did one of them. I think I did one with a gray hat. And I might do another one yet. There's all kinds of different patterns in this book. There's more detailed ones. There's Santa and a snowman. There's a bunch of, this is really cute. It's very detailed though. That would take me a little bit longer. There's a bunch of gingerbread man in here. Santa Claus face. There's the ones we did last year. Yeah, Santa's face, gingerbread. Number of different ones. They're cute. So I thought I would do that one. Hey Janet, I love your elf. Did you see my comment? It's so you. Make an elf with attitude. Hey Michelle, Brenda. I'm going to lurk for, okay. You keep those feet up and rest. Okay. I'll have to look at it afterwards. Yeah. So this was, I was telling everyone, this is done on a spare painting that I did last year. So you can probably find the video to make this background. I was going to show you what, oh there it is. So what we're laughing about is this little elf here. This little thief, this marshmallow thief that when you're not looking, you think your marshmallows melted, but they didn't. This little guy stole them. And you have to go on Instagram to see everyone else's, and it's Paint with Kathy Arbor, hashtag Paint with Kathy Arbor, and you'll see everyone else's rendition of this. It's so awesome seeing everybody's take on this. I love it. So this is what we're going to do mine on. You can do it on a canvas. You can enlarge it. Do whatever you want. I think I'm just going to use a palette. One of these this time around. And I don't know where I put my other palette. So we're just going to paint a base coat. This is how I always start, is with a base coat. Oh, and be sure to watch through because I got a little bit of a haul here. This just came out, well, it didn't just come out, but it came out in April. And they're Nick Bantock's, they're cards for, I wouldn't say it's, what are they, those cards you normally see for, well, it says here, that's what it is for him. Tarot cards kind of thing, you know, a lot of artists are doing them. Well, this is Nick Bantock, so I just got it today, so I thought, ooh, I got to show that. I haven't even opened it yet. So I'll show that when, yeah, get back in Amazon there. I know you guys love Nick Bantock. I love his work too, and I thought, oh, cards of his art? Hey, gotta have that. So, let's see, I want to get out a few brushes here. Usually work a lot of times with flats and sometimes some rounds, depending on what I'm doing, how intricate the pattern is. And the snowman, this is a snowman and a little gingerbread girl. And the snowman is base coated with buttermilk. He did, Brenda? I'm glad. I like putting a little humor in my stuff. I love it when you guys take it even further. It's so awesome. Okay, so we're just going to base coat. Oh, terrible me. I left my watercolor brush in water last night. That's not good. Get paper towel ready. This is going to be fairly easy to do. We're going to use some paint markers also. So I'm just going to base coat with this buttermilk color. And I might have to put a couple coats on because I'm painting over top of already painted background. But that's okay. So base coat all of your snowman body, not the clothes, but just the body in the buttermilk. And I'm just going to go, that's why I didn't put in any of the leaves and stuff, because we're just going to base coat, so no need to do that. You can always use your pattern once you've dried your base coat and put your leaves in if you want, or you can freehand it. I'm probably going to freehand it and just look at my reference. But that's the nice thing about having a pattern, is you can put it back over trace it again. These are such cute patterns in this book. It is out of print though, and for some reason she's not bringing it back in. I don't know why. I think maybe because of the way she put the copyright thing, because all of her other books I can't teach from. This is the only one that I can do this. I do have a bunch of her other books, but I can't use them on class or YouTube. But we'll do as many as we can. And this gives you ideas too, even if you don't, you can't use her other ones for teaching, or I don't know about selling your stuff either. I'd have to look at that. I would imagine you could sell, although it did say for personal use only, so maybe not. You really have to pay attention to those copyrights. And if you're not sure, it's always best to email or call and find out yourself. Don't assume. You could get in trouble. There. And this one's got little hands and arms. So we'll put little arms in. She's got a little cape on. If you want, you could do this totally different. You don't have to do it in these colors. You could use patterned pieces of scrapbook paper to do her cape. That would be cute. Many ways of going about making it your own. Alright. Hey, Dorothy. So if you go on my community page for public, the download will be there too. I think I put it in the description below this stream also, so you can check that out. Let's see what other colors they said. Let's see, the gingerbread is base coated in terracotta and dresses in uniform blue. I don't have terracotta, so I am going to use raw sienna. Should be close enough, I would imagine. And it's just her feet and her head and her, I think it's her arms too. Let me see. Yeah. So her little feet and legs. Actually, that brush is too big. I'm going to use my round instead. It's kind of a soft brush here. And go around the snow area. If you mess up, that's fine. We're going to paint that anyways, a white. Don't worry if you go over the lines. It's a nice thing about using acrylics is you can always fix it. So these are just get as close to that edge as possible. And this one here. Have to put that on a little thicker, I think. And the head also might need 2 coats. We'll see. These would be cute on a card too. You just take it into a Staples or whatever office place, printing place, and have them scale it down and print out a bunch of cards. Let that dry, and then we'll come back and give it another coat. I think I'll bring you guys in a little bit. And her snowman cloak is mauve. So I don't need a whole lot. They're clogged. That's kind of chunky. I'm going to have to do a bunch of jelly prints to use that up. That's what I like to do, is when it starts to go, I use it up on jelly prints. It's a good way to just use your the backing of the napkins that you've collected, because we've all got a ton of them too. An experiment. Just have fun with this. I like to use bits and pieces of books like this too. So maybe you like the face or the body of one and something of another, and or you might like a scene of one and you want to put it in a different composition. You just mix them up. You don't have to stick with the exact composition of what's in the book. They're just for you. You're not selling it. Well, even if you were selling it, I don't think they could say too much if they allow you to sell the work. There's no rule saying you can't change them. Okay, and her dress is, what does it say here? Here I got her uniform blue. Okay, uniform blue. It's fairly dark. I don't know if I want to do it in uniform blue. I blend into the background a little bit too much. There's a little birdhouse here. It's green, an avocado green. What other color could we do it? Maybe a lighter blue? No, there's quite a bit of blue in here. Let me think. What would go? Here's that one. Periwinkle blue. Purple. I have a purple here. Even purple wouldn't stand out. I'll try this anyways. I might have to, well, it might show up because of the snow around her. We'll see. And the only reason I'm thinking of that is because my background's got a lot of blue in it. There's not a whole lot of blue in the original that they put it in. So how's everybody doing? Are you almost ready for Christmas? It's sneaking up real fast. Can't believe it. I've got all my shopping done pretty well for the grandkids. The only thing I have to do is food. Maybe make some cookies and stuff like that, but my son went to the grocery store and said, oh, if you see turkey, you better go and get one. Well, apparently we aren't going to have turkey. They told him they can't get it because of trucking. Apparently there's a problem. I know there's a turkey farm not far from us here, so I'm thinking maybe I'll see if I can get one from them. But they might be sold out too. Other people probably had the same idea. I'm frustrated. Parcel containing dyes came today and the package was split. Most of the contents were... Oh no, really? That's terrible, Dot. So can you get reimbursed or have the... Well, I suppose you probably needed it to be insured. That's terrible. I wonder if they opened it to see what was in it. Yeah, I heard first class mail in the United States is going to be taking an extra 5 days starting in the new year. That's not good. I don't know why. I guess because of the shipping thing again. It's crazy. Yeah, this is light avocado green for the birdhouse. I'm just going to paint this in. So I didn't put all the fancy leaves on the top or any of the windows in. I'll do that when this is dry. Not only obtaining what you want, but the price is. I was going to get a prime rib. 78 bucks? Oh my God. Wow. That's nuts. I wonder if it would be cheaper to go to a farmer or an independent butcher and buy the meat that way. I know around here it's a little bit cheaper, and if you know a farmer, it's a whole lot cheaper. That's crazy. There we go. That's kind of pretty, the colors. I don't know, I have started the complaint, but they want photos, so I will have to take some. Oh yeah, yeah, make sure you do, Dot. It's worth it. It's worth the hassle. If you'll be reimbursed or they'll send you a new one or something, definitely. I'm going to start buying directly. We have a lot of cattle ranches around that are going around. Grain feeds, so why not? Yeah, exactly. Because this is ridiculous. Yeah, if you can, I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't care if it's problems with shipping. Why does that jack the price up more than half? Really? I can see if it's, gas prices and stuff like that, but not 50 or 75% or even 100% some places. That's nuts. I'm just putting a second coat on here because the lighter colors will go on light, and especially if you have a dark background you're painting over, you may have to go over a couple times to get it a nice thick consistent color. Hey Colleen, there's another printout of this. This is an easy one. I'm doing one on an existing piece of art that I already had that I came across, but you could put it on a piece of Christmas paper. That would look cute. Or I know Stamperia has some really nice Christmas papers. And just trace it on. Don't do all the details, just the basics. And then after you're done your base coat, then you can put the details on after it's dry, or you can do it freehand. I buy meat online from Fishman. Oh, awesome, Dot. Yep, that's the way to go. Yeah, now when I lived in this area 20 years ago, we knew all the fishermen and a lot of farmers. So we used to get all our fish, freshwater fish, from, go to the pier when they came in and get them right off the boat. But, and then we used to go to, actually, to the auctions, the livestock auctions, and buy the cattle or whatever. Delivery is free over $30 too. Oh wow, that's a really good, Dot. Awesome. There we go. I'm gonna do another coat on the gingerbread girl too, because I can see the trees behind her. Just to make it a little bit darker. Her feet. I think dress isn't too bad. I think I'll leave, maybe I'll put one more coat on the birdhouse here. Just a little bit more. Alright, okay, so that's our base coat. The snow I'll do last. I'm not too worried about it. Now, let's see, including treetop or ball. Let's see, shade-headed body. Snowman, okay. Okay, Mississippi mud you'll need. Just want to take a look at the picture. So a side load of Mississippi mud and uniform blue. Where did I put that? There it is. So it's Mississippi mud's kind of a muddy color, basically. So what we're gonna do, I'll just put it right here. I don't need a lot. It's more for shading. And I don't know if this one will be, it's a little stiff. Let me get my shader brush for this. That's not it. Could use this one, but I want something, I like a short, bright brush for shading. Let's see, that's stiff. This one will do. So, I want something, this is about ½ inch. It's a number 10, Black Velvet Dynasty. And I want to side load it. So, that means take a corner, dip it in, and then go back and forth until you got a fair amount on one side of your brush. See? Just side swipe. Make sure you have enough water and paint on your brush. And then, let's see, we want to, I'm going to test this first. On the top of his head, where the paint is going to be on the outside of the edge of the head, and halfway down, and you just want to go around and stop. This one had a little bit too much on it, but I can still fix it. So just go back, take some of that off. Just a little bit of a shade on the top of her head. Then one side of her is going to be darker, so I'm going to keep the right side darker, so I'm going to do that again along the side of her body. So take some more on your on the one side, and then the side that you're shading is the side of the brush that has the paint. You go down. Like that. Same with the hand. And around the house, you want it shaded. Like that. And across the top of her. They actually have some here too. Okay. And let's see. A little bit in here where the sweater is. Not much though. Did the cat pee in the snow? Well, it is what it is, Dot. Just going by the book. If you'd rather white, we are going to lighten areas, but they're funny. Take some of that uniform blue color and do the same thing. So make sure you got enough water on your. Not too much though. And then you go on the opposite side. And where that snow is, you just put some blue area in there. And just a little bit under her chin. Not much, just a bit. A little bit of blue. Maybe under here. I'm going to put some more in here too. Make that a little darker. Okay, so it's just faint, not real hard, more of a glaze than anything else. Let's see. And then we highlight with warm white. So warm white's kind of, it's almost white, but it's got a little bit of buff in it. Let's see, I don't know if I have any. See, whitewash. White buff. Buttercream. I'm going to just use some titanium white. I don't have the warm white, but if you have it, you can use it. And you just highlight the center areas. So just water down your white a little bit so it's not so pow in your face. Okay, so I'm going to just put some in the middle of her arm, her hand there, maybe down her face right here, just in the center. Lighten it up. And in your body. So you just kind of play with it. It's not a really thick coat. And you just use a wet brush to move it to where you want it. And just keep it so that it's not too bright. Then it'll look a little bit odd. But you want it maybe a little more on the top of her head, a little brighter. That. I'm going to put a little bit more just to show the roundness. So it would be a little bit brighter in areas. Take that out. Let it dry. You can always go back if you want more white. Thanks, Joan. Hey, Kathleen. Joan, everybody. Alrighty. So, let's see, what else? The features are put in with soft black. The nose is terracotta. And highlight top of nose and in the eyes with warm white. Okay, so soft black and terracotta. So take a small brush. You could actually use paint marker if you want to. And just look at your reference photo because they're very, very small. I think I might just use the paint pens. I'm going to have to dry it first though. So I'm going to use a black. And a terracotta. Let's see. Do I have terracotta? I think I'm just going to use this orange. Not too worried about it. If you have a script liner, you could use that too. Okay, let's quickly dry that. So she's kind of looking kind of to one side. Actually, I could put it in with pencil first, would be the smart thing to do. You could put it on a paper too if you want. Use the traceable. So it's kind of a round eye. They're fairly close set. And I think those are lashes, or I don't know. And then the little eyebrows are like that. And the nose is a carrot nose. I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. And then the little pebbled mouth. So the eyes are just black. Could go in with a smaller and her eyebrows. And then the dots for her mouth. That, and then the paint pen, if it works. And we'll put a shading on it, I guess. Like that. Nose, terracotta, highlight top of nose and in the eyes with warm white. So just get a white Posca. Or a buff would work too. If you don't, where's my white? White. Let's see. Yeah, that works. And just at the top of the nose, a little bit of, this is too big. I need a smaller. I'm going to use one of these, and I'm just going to dip it in my white paint. Like that, and like that. And then I'm going to take some of that, maybe sienna color, and just go underneath the nose a little bit with it to darken. Just give it a little bit of shadow. And let's see, features put in soft black. Okay, yes. Highlight on top of the nose, yes. In the eyes with warm white. Cheeks are dry brushed with crimson tide on bald head. Float the lower lip with crimson tide. Let's see. Okay, so dry brush. So I want something a little stiffer, so I'm going to use this one. This is fairly dry. You don't want it too wet. And I don't have crimson tide, so I'm just going to use calico red. But I'm going to put a very, very, very fine amount on my brush. I don't want a lot on there. So you want a dry brush, which means you have very little on your brush. So you wipe most of it off on a, that's not good, piece of, so see, and now I'm going to brush it off. And then just with the corner, give her some cheeks. You could do it with a if you have a deerfoot stippler, you can do that too. A little bit more on here. And just under her chin. Here. All right. She says on the ball of the head too, but well, just going with what she has. So the ball of her head, have a little bit on the top too. All right. The buttons in the front of the Snowman doll are highlighted with buttermilk, lined to the right with soft black. We will paint the, okay, so soft black, a little round. You can take the end of your paintbrush, actually, and just, do I have soft black out? Nope. Or you can put them in with marker. I'll show you what you can do with your paintbrush though. Just use the end of your paintbrush, and then you can dab in. You can make them bigger if you want by just going in a circle. And they're more likely to be a circle. It's hard to do a circle with, especially a small one. 2, 3. it's supposed to be coal, so it doesn't have to be complete circle. Okay, we'll dry that, and then we'll put a highlight on the buttons. So you want a fairly small brush. What's that one? Oh, that's an escala. Where's all my small brushes? I bought a bunch of them. Where do you think I can find them? Do. So I want to put a little bit of a highlight on the button. So take some of that buttermilk color. You want water on your brush. You don't want it sopping wet though, because you don't want a big drop of water to come down. And then just on the top part of the button, just put a little highlight. On the top. Like that. Okay, the mauve jacket is striped with rookwood red, highlights with light buttermilk. Button is light buttermilk. Okay, so she has let me see. Okay, so I have some true burgundy. That's what I'm going to use. So something darker than that mauve color is what you want. So I would stick to in the burgundy red colors. Don't need a lot. And you want a fairly narrow liner brush, or if you want, if you have a color in that burgundy color, you can use that to do the lines. I don't think I do. No, that's not burgundy. Oh, I'm gonna have to do it with a brush. So just have to be a light hand, and could probably do this with let's see, a colored pencil too, if you wanted to. Oop. See it, water dripped. watch out for that. And put in as many as you want. You don't have to do the exact number. Stops there because it overlaps. And then this comes down. Right here, comes down this way. Enough water on my brush. This brush isn't working for me. It's probably too short. One, two, three, four. There. Concentrating. And then one there. Down the side. Oop. Paint. Wrong paint. And then one on her shoulder coming down, and one there. I think that one needs to be on her shoulder there. And then just, I'm going to put this here. Hey Tracy! Alright. And then we highlight, so we got to dry that first, and then we'll highlight it. So we're going to highlight it where it folds into the other areas. So this is going to be dry brushed again. I wonder if I should use my blender. I'm going to try a blender. It's a little stiffer. And so we want to highlight along the edge here to get the right amount. And along here where her arm and body meet. and just the bottom part of her sleeve here. Maybe just up the one side. And along here, the outside part of her sleeve. And a little bit in here. This is a blender brush that I have. Oops, it's too much. I have to take some of that off. There we go. Actually, if it's too grainy looking, just put a wet brush over it, and it'll soften it a bit before it dries. And I'm going to darken it a little bit along the where it folds in there with some of that red on the corner of my brush. I'm just going to follow that down a little bit and down the side. Doesn't have to be a lot. And I'm going to go under the neck a bit, just to darken the shadow area of her head. That, and then along her arm here. Same with this side of her arm, where it would be going up. And maybe a little bit more down there again, a little bit more, and along the bottom a little. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Put a little bit more in here. And right there. I like it a little darker. There. It's better. Just a little bit along the edge there. All right. Can you speak louder, please? Oh, sorry, Colleen. I was basically talking to myself. I think we need a little bit more of that sienna color, so a little bit on the side of your brush again for shading. And then just with this side is got the paint, and I want the shadow on this side, so just a little bit more on there, and then turn it around and put it on that side. You might want a little bit on the bottom, but not much, just a bit. Okay, how's everybody doing? Thanks, Colleen. And then I think maybe a little bit more on the inside of the arm there. Not a lot, but just a bit where the closest to the body, where the just a bit. Same here. Just along the edge. There. You sucked me in. Just started a quick watercolor. It'd be cute in watercolor. I want to do, actually, I do want to do some watercolor snowman. I think they're cute. Let's see. Next we can do, okay, we'll do the vines later. Oh, not the vine. Let's see. Okay, the gingerbread doll is shaded with burnt umber, highlighted with a brush mix of terracotta plus light buttermilk. And just like, okay, so burnt umber, so you, more of a brown, a darker brown color if you have it. Let's see. I had it out. Where did I put it? Black. Okay, I have ash fulton. Is a good color to use. Just put a smidgen on my palette. And we want to do the it shows it pretty well where your shadows are and by all these little dots. So you can go by that. So I'm just going to do the body part of the gingerbread girl. And it's darker, so wet brush and dip one side of your brush. Go back and forth on your palette. And then around the top of the head down along the side of that snowman is darker. So it doesn't have to be a whole lot on your brush. And you could, if you don't like it, you can usually go right back over top of it and try it again. And if that doesn't work, let it dry and then start again. So it's fairly dark in here. down around her arm in here is dark. And the inside of her arm by her dress is dark. This is a little bit tricky because it's smaller. And around the snow area, let's see which way. I guess that would be her, where her hand is. And her feet. So in between where they meet would be darker, and then along the skirt, and along the snow area where they meet the snow. Get a little bit more on my brush. You can always go back and put more on if it's not dark enough. A lot of times you have to wait though, because you just end up taking off some areas. And where else?